Barcelona's Inigo Martinez has left the club to join Al Nassr of Saudi Arabia. And if you are wondering why Inigo Martinez left the club while still under a contract, Inigo Martinez's contract has a clause that will enable him to leave the club if an offer comes from abroad. But I don't understand why Barcelona will be putting a clause in a player's contract that doesn't. Barcelona still need reinforcement in those defensive areas, and because they are going through this financial crisis, they can't sign players at this moment, and the ones that they have, they are still letting them go because of a clause that is put in their contract. When you look at Barcelona last season, Barcelona conceded a total number of 72 goals last season, and when you look at this record, you see that it's very poor for a big team like Barcelona. It was just the consistency of their attackers that enabled them win games last season. When you look at the number of goals that they scored last season, Barcelona scored a total number of 174 goals. So it was just the consistency of their attackers that made them win games. Now that Inigo Martinez have left, Barcelona is left with just Pau Kubasi, Gerard Martin, Ronald Araujo, Christensen, and some other defenders. But they still need to sign more defenders. But because they are going through this financial crisis, they can't sign players now. Even the two that they have signed, they have not been able to register them, Rashford and Joan Garcia. And when you look at Barcelona last season, Barcelona is just one of the teams that conceded 4 hat-tricks from 4 different players. Kylian Mbappe scored a hat-trick against Barca in the Copa del Rey final. Pavlidis of Benfica scored a hat-trick against Barca in the Champions League. Guresi scored a hat-trick against Barca in the Champions League. And Celta Vigo striker Iglesias scored a hat-trick against Barcelona in the La Liga. So when you look at all these records, you see that their defense was very, very poor, and they still need reinforcement. And because of a clause put in a player's contract, it will not enable the player to leave even while he's still under a contract. I always say that one of the things that a player considers before leaving their respective clubs is their salary increase. Al Nassr was able to offer a bigger and better salary than Barcelona. That is why Inigo Martinez left Barcelona for Al Nassr. So Barcelona should try and resolve their financial issue and stop putting this kind of clause in a player's contract. We have seen it in Christensen, we have seen it in Araujo when they went injured. We have also seen it now in Ter Stegen, and Ter Stegen is refusing to sign a medical report.